Welcome back, everybody. How unpredictable is eBay right now? Drop in the comments. What's it been like for you? I was waiting to see if you'd start instead of me.
I thought we were pretending we were frozen, so I just joined in.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, they're frozen. Internet's bad. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. It's Monday night. I hope you're all good. The main topic for tonight, unpredictability of eBay. It's so frustrating, isn't it? I had an amazing week, like last week, like fantastic week. And then this week, it's dead as a dodo. It's got to be one of the worst weeks I've had in living memory on eBay. I mean, it's been terrible. It's been a shocking week. I've just had a £20 sale, and that's probably doubled my entire week. Slightly exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Anyway, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Scowl Stan, sorry, I just saw a message from Scowl Stan. That video cracked me up. Chris spent 10 minutes bigging up Tariq on how he trained him the way he wants him, and at the end, he might have to get the sack. I don't thought about it like that, Scowl Stan. But yeah, nobody's indispensable, right?
I can't get on YouTube.
You can't get on YouTube now.
It's doing that stupid thing with my iPad where it's telling me I need to update, but they won't let me update because it says my iPad isn't new enough to have the update.
Do you want to use my phone?
Your phone is the same as my phone.
No,
it's just going to be glitchy, isn't it?
Just try coming out. Are you on the YouTube app? You're not even on the YouTube app there.
No, I was.
Oh, right. Belle's having tech issues. Let's see. We're going to say hello to everybody in the chat in a minute as soon as Belle's ready.
Good luck.
Have you tried pressing the app? Update required. Just press update then.
Yeah, and if I press update, it then won't let me update because it tells me my iPad isn't able
How do you
to do
deal
the
with
update.
that? How are you supposed to update stuff? Try cancel then. Quit.
Yeah, and if I quit, it shuts thingy down. YouTube down.
Oh well. Stupid that, isn't it?
I've had this issue before, and I think I deleted the app and reinstalled
Delete it and start it again. Can you just lock that chair, babe? I need to put something on it because it's just getting right on my nerves. Sorry.
Ooh. Oh. Oh.
Can you lock it? I can't do it.
Oh.
Can you lock it?
That?
Yeah.
How do I lock it?
Just put the pin in because it's just no. That's up and down.
Put the pin in.
Yeah. You need to put yourself back up again.
What's going on? You done it?
Yeah.
There we go.
You rock about too much.
I'm a fidget. Wasn't nicknamed Grasshopper for no reason.
Chris Ling had the worst weekend in 12 years. No sales and no offers. No sales at all, Chris. eBay, they're not definitely doing anything, but there's a lot going on eBay at the moment. What with the private seller changes and also the clothing changes that are imminent, you know, on the condition. So could be something to do with that, but who knows? I don't know. All I know is my week's been terrible, but when one person's week is terrible, somebody else is amazing. So that's the way it works. I had a fantastic week the week before, like unbelievable. And I know some people in the Discord had a terrible week. So it's so unpredictable.
Right, I'm kind of with it.
Oh.
So do I have it on all chat?
Yeah.
Not top messages, all messages.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that should be right.
Okay. Right.
Okay, right. Now Belle's finally with us.
Just technology, eh? Technology.
Started picking up for me this weekend when I was horrific the week before. We switch. We're always switching. Somebody has a good week. Somebody has a terrible week. I don't know. I'm hopeful that after today's payout or tonight's payout that let's just start again and forget this week, because otherwise I think I'm going to have to do an extra whatnot this month to try and clear some stock out.
No.
Yeah. The thing is, right, here's how bad for me eBay has been this week. I did one whatnot show last week, 3-hour show, and I made more money net than I've made on the entire week of eBay. I think I did £500 net after fees, about 500 quid on whatnot for a 3-hour show last week.
What's a good show though?
And I've done less than that on eBay this week. And that is why, like, I can't give up whatnot just yet. Because you can literally sell through a ton of stuff and make up a bad week in just a few hours. And that's the bonus of whatnot. So
I do sometimes wonder with whatnot though, what your actual profit margin on per item is. Because I know you're getting the cash flow back into your pocket.
Yeah.
But are you actually making much on the items?
I think you have to. I think on whatnot you have to average it out. So there's no point looking at each individual item. Oh, that item sold for £1, so I lost money. That item sold for £20, so I made £15 on it. I think with whatnot you have to say, okay, I've sold 100 items, and the average profit margin is X, Y, Z. You'll win on some and you'll lose on some, but on the whole, you well. For me, on the whole, definitely win. I don't think the profit margin is as big as on eBay. Obviously, it's not as big as eBay, but for the fast turnaround, sometimes it's all right.
Saying, is it more about getting the money back into your pocket to reinvest rather than making loads of money?
It's about clearing stock, and it's about a fast turnover and cash flow. Like when you need the cash flow, there's nothing better than clearing through 100 items in a 3-hour show.
Dan said he thought you were dismissing. He thought you were early dismissing whatnot a few weeks ago. Just ran out of stock.
I've run out of stock, Dan. That was it, you see.
I think the dismissing part is him trying to figure out where he was going to source stock from. Because as per the conversation we've just had, you can't pay a lot to sell stuff on whatnot because the profit margin just isn't in it. So you have to be getting stock cheap to then be able to flip it on whatnot, and that's the difficulty, really. That is
the challenge with selling on whatnot, and I would imagine it'd be a challenge selling on any like online auction live like that. Even if eBay went live, you know, I would imagine it'd be a challenge on that. It's the same challenge on Tilt. You have the same problem because your limited audience is so small. Like you might only have 30 or 40 people. Sometimes you've only got 20 people watching. And you've got to generate an interest with just that few people. It's very, very difficult, but it is still worth it.
Tommy says he feels better on the whole, and he totally agrees. It's finding its place again for him. Defo helping to make up for some slower weeks.
Yeah. I mean, if I hadn't have done whatnot last week, I'd have had like what would it be by the end of today? If I don't make any more sales, which I might have just had another offer in anyway. If I don't make any more sales, it's like 350 quid a week. I mean, that's terrible. You know, there's days when I can do 350 in one day.
Fluffy said, did we beat Belle to the bottom?
Not yet.
We've just gone straight into the show.
Yeah.
We're not saying hello to anybody.
I think we'll sack it today because we've gone too far, but because Belle had tech issues. But
no, come on, let's just crack on. Let's have a quick go through.
You want to have a go with it?
Yeah, let's have a go.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's good to have Whatnot because I did £500 net after fees, so it was about £600 minus £100 fees. So I netted that, and that's then meant my week has been, reasonable. So I can't dismiss it at the moment.
So hold your thoughts where we just say hello, and then we'll get
come
back to any of the messages you've got. So if you stuck messages in early on, stick them back in again, and then we'll skip through the top lot.
Yeah, let me just get us going.
Oh, we'll be way behind.
Belle's going to say hello to as many people as possible. Sorry about the lateness. Here we go.
I'm not Once Loved Treasures, Richard Payne, Brummy Time Lord, Scouse Dan, Lisa.
You missed Angel.
Cheryl Hughes. It wasn't on mine. Cheryl Hughes. Fluffy Muffin, Rosie Marsden, Left-Handed Hummingbird, See What You Buy, Mark Hill, Speed Foot Flips. I wanted to say flip flops. Paul and Julie, Monumental, Tommy Trays, Janie Vu, Footy Boys, Dan, Animal Facts and Songs, Lynn Jeffries.
I'm just highlighting
Flipper
everybody.
Lee. Nothing Major, Mr.
Going too fast.
Kev Allis, Ricky Crow, Life in the First Lane, Ready Steady Retro, Carol Harris, Lee Daniel Russell, Paul Rose, Chris Ling, Chris Tyler, Chris Greaves, Guzzy67. Who else have I got? Snugs Madness. Tommy Trades, David M, Alex's Retro Drip, Dig Vintage, Helen, Stu Mandra, David M, Martin Beach, Hitco, Jeff Davis. I think I'm running out of names now.
I'm just highlighting this.
All the same. I think I said Tommy Trades, Oliver Ian. I've run out of names. Come on, Ian G, Limelight Vinty, Thomas Moran, Hillary Rhodes, the Flipping Wolf, Fixie Frida, hi mother-in-law.
Bloody hell.
And that's it, I'm at the bottom.
Oh, Mark, new member. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for joining. Mark, what you need to do now is message me on Instagram or Facebook, or email me, link in the description, and I'll get you a link to get into that Discord. Thank you so much for joining us.
Only meant there'll be some moans later.
And there is Fix-It Frida right there.
See, and I still beat you to the bottom, even though we were like, 10 minutes in or whatever. So my brain was on fire then.
You did do very well there, considering we were so far into the show.
Right, I'm just going to quickly go back through, see if we've missed anything. Fluffy said, good evening. Feels like a long week and it's only Monday. February is going faster than January, though. It certainly is. Can't believe we're nearly at the end of it. Everyone's saying hello, hello, hello. Cheryl Hughes says, it's that time again. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Animal Facts and Songs says, my autism stops me from doing Whatnot, unfortunately, but I've only made £300 this month on eBay.
Yeah, that's a shame, because we do know people that do the shows with autism, but I understand that everyone's autism,
different.
Yeah, everyone's autism is different in how it is with them. But it'd be nice if you could try and sort of build your way up to doing it, bring in some extra income.
It is handy, definitely, as an extra income.
And I don't think people realise that you don't have to be camera facing.
Yeah, you don't have to put your face on.
No, a lot of people stand in the background and just show things in front of them and just talk.
George's Treasure Shed did his show last week without putting his ugly mug on camera. He just put something in view and sold it, and loads of people do that.
Quite a few people.
Not everybody wants to go on camera, so you could always consider that. Thomas Moran says, my worst week on eBay this week, very, very quiet. I'm with you there, Thomas.
I'm quite disturbed by this comment.
Oh, God.
Quite disturbed. No, we've read it earlier. Deborah's happy because she couldn't wait for a private dental appointment, so she's pulled her own tooth out. But she saved herself 500 quid. I don't care how much money you've saved. That is brutal.
Was it already
brutal?
Deborah, was it already like wobbly? Could you like move it? Because how
Oh.
the hell did you do that? Belle's got to have one out in a couple of weeks.
Next week.
And she's got to go to a specialist one for it because it's a wisdom tooth and it's a bit of a dodgy one. So how you've managed to do that, I don't know, Deborah.
I'm terrified, and I'm
hell.
having a specialist do mine, and I'm still terrified of going and having it taken out because they've said it's sitting on a nerve in my jaw, so they're worried that it's going to cause paralysis in my face. I don't want to lose my feeling in my face. So instead of it being NHS price, I've had to pay for a private specialist after all that to have it done. So that's 400 squid down the drain.
Yeah.
But there's no way I could pull my own tooth out. That's just horrific.
No, couldn't do that. I don't know how you've done that. Limelight Vinci says, question, do you think people are just buying essentials, e.g. clothes and shoes, rather than wants like collectible or home? I haven't got a clue, Limelight, to be honest with you. I don't think we can really predict this stuff. I mean, if people are only buying clothes and shoes, my store should be busy, but it's not. I've got more than 50% of my store is clothing now. So it might even be more than 50% now. But you just got to keep plugging away. The work that you put in now when it's quiet, I firmly believe comes back to you in the coming weeks, because you'll have more stock there ready for people to buy when they want to buy it. So you just got to keep plugging away.
Deborah said that she's similar, same as mine. My tooth split in half. She said a tooth split half across the middle, one half was wobbly, so she wiggled it and pulled it out.
Oh God!
No, Deborah, no.
Let's leave that there.
See what you buy said, very slow sales for me, but to be honest, I'm not listing very much recently.
Dig Vintage, my worst weekend in 10 years. Wow. Sold one book on eBay and 1 meter of ribbon on Etsy. Can't find the ribbons. Oh, Jesus.
I know.
Oh, no. 50% of your orders you couldn't find, Dig Vintage. I'm sorry to hear that. Fingers crossed for you, really do, because it's not nice when it goes quiet. It really demotivates you, doesn't it?
Did you see Lisa said I tried out the AI listing tool and it's rubbish at the moment?
Oh, have you tried it? Who said that?
Lisa.
I wouldn't expect anything of it right now, because AI always works on learning. It has to learn. So, I mean, the fact that they've even released it yet when it doesn't work very well isn't great. But by releasing it and people trying it, it then learns on how to do the listings and what works and what doesn't. So that's how AI builds itself through self-learning. So stick with it. I reckon in a year from now, it might be a viable tool to use. Alex Retro Drip says, my sales are better than Christmas. Wow. You are doing well, Alex. Well done.
Rosie said she posted a frame picture this morning showing us, and it's showing us delivered. Don't think so. It's going to Barnsley. It's all over the place, isn't it?
Richard Payne, exactly the same, Chris. Just under 2K this time last week. Last 7 days, 600. Yeah, I think that's roughly equivalent to, like, I didn't do as much as 2K and as much as 600, but if you knock it down to like
your level
1200 and 350, it's roughly the same ratio, isn't it?
Ricky Crow said, good evening and congrats again on your subscribers milestone.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I nearly forgot about that. 15,000 subs this week. Thank you all so much. That's awesome. Thank you very, very much. 15,000 subs. And you know what? I'm not a YouTuber who's obviously just turned up to the party and gone straight to the buffet, as I said at on the Discord. That's my analogy. Like, some YouTubers are really good and present and do all that, and they've come in and they've learned from people like us who have been here for years and learned what to do and what not to do. Turn up within a year, boom, bang, thousands and thousands of subs. It's taken me 10 years.
You've been scaling.
I've been scaling slowly catchy monkey. That's what I think.
I was going to say, you've been scaling the rock without a harness, haven't you? Very slowly.
Yeah. 10 years. 2015 was one of my first videos on the channel. And
how apt is that you hit 15,000 on your 10th year? It's a nice round number for your 10th year, 15,000.
It's as round as any number. Yeah. So 10 years. 1,200 plus videos. I don't know the exact number of videos. That's a freaking lot of videos. And I don't reckon I've had a very good hourly pay for all those videos. But good job, I enjoy doing it. But I'm just saying that it's bloody hard work for most of us. Most YouTubers, most people who post on YouTube is slowly catch a monkey. There's only a few people who go like that.
Chris Tyler said his mobile won't upgrade. The new eBay app has to be above version 9, so buyers will have the same issue as well.
That does happen anyway from time to time, Chris. They won't update certain versions. That's always happened. It's always happened. You've had that issue before, haven't you?
Yeah. Footy Boys is Jack from across the road. Hi, Jack. Waving at you from across the road. He's with his mate. Hi, Jack's mate. There you go. I'm assuming I've missed your comments prior to that, seeing as you put it in capitals. So hi.
Super Noodle says, feels like eBay flicks on a switch sometimes. Who gets the sales? It totally does feel that. I do agree with that one. Sometimes you can have a really, really like...
Oh, you're behind me.
Slow week, and then all of a sudden, bang, one day.
Right, so we're kind of at the same place now because there's Footy Boys comment. Okay. Tommy Trey said, started picking up for me this weekend when I was horrific the week before. We've switched sides.
That's what happens. Yeah, that's what happens. Dan says, best weekend. That's great.
Richard Payne says, that close. Oh, no, you've read that one already. You read that?
Yeah, I'm kind of... I went backwards a bit, and then now I'm going forward, so...
You read that one. Helen's had a much better week after a really bad one. Just trying to catch up and scoot to the bottom of the chat before we get too far behind. So we've read a lot of that. It's a lot of hellos.
Yeah, I'm up to new member Mark. Thank you again, Mark. Don't forget to message me. We'll get you in there. Did I say?
Oh, I'm not up there.
That's flipping retro. Been dead the last 2 days. Fingers crossed. Come on. Fingers crossed it gets better. It does go through these phases.
Paul and Julie said, hi, Chris. Did you get my eBay text? My eBay text from me.
eBay text?
Did they text your drug phone?
No, I don't think so. I've not had anything. Paul and Julie.
Life in the First Lane said, I think I need to do a whatnot show. Need money to buy a BMW Z4 for the summer. I always wanted a BMW Z4. It's something we were considering, weren't we?
What?
Getting a BMW Z4, but we were building our way up. So you bought that that other soft top one, and we decided that we didn't like soft top, so we never bought it.
Flipping Retro said, hopefully it's just a mid-month slump. Great video on the virtual. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed that one, guys. Yeah, maybe it's just mid-month slump. I don't know. It's so random.
Hi, Jodie Reseller. Monumental says, I'm enjoying selling car parts this week. That's something new that you've dabbled into.
He's obviously got a job lot from somewhere. Just come over this way a bit, baby. Coming off the screen a bit. Come on. Viewer satisfaction.
I'm fine there.
M's done rubbish week. I know. We did message, didn't we? And you've had a bad week. I'm with you. I'm the same.
Flipping Wall says, I get where you're coming from. I have mild autism. That's why my YouTube videos are faceless.
Yeah, fair enough.
People can enjoy them just as much as when you're not on the screen.
Definitely.
It keeps it all mysterious because people don't know what you look like. We used to have somebody who followed the channel who always... What's his real name? We knew him as the Stig.
Oh, Ian.
Yeah. He used to follow us, and he basically has an image of his face as the Stig, and nobody knows what he looks like. It's like so mysterious.
I know. Ian G says 1 LP sold all weekend. GSP even sending out generous offers had no effect. I think there seems to be more people in the boat of it's not great at the moment than there is I'm having a great time.
BT said, you mentioned that you do not like visiting charity shops and you consider that a waste of time. So what is the difference between charity shops and car boots that makes it more interesting?
Well, for starters, car boots are cheaper. That's the obvious one.
There's more variety at a car boot because you've got multiple different people that have emptied out their houses of stuff. So there's just a lot more variety of stuff.
Oh, car boots are a world away from picking up at a charity shop. just the sheer variation and the sheer quantity of stuff that you can get at one boot sale.
Well, if it's a decent enough size.
Yeah, if it's a normal size boot sale.
Unlike, say, Prince that we got up early to go to at the weekend and there wasn't a single stall there. It was free.
There was about 5
No,
stalls.
there was some of the market.
I think there was one boot sale, like a trader stall.
There was a handful, and when I say a handful, that's generous, of market stalls on one boot sale. I felt sorry for them because they obviously got up and made the effort to come. And then there was no one there, which was sad.
Carol says, I'm not a professional reseller. I only sell a bit of my own stuff on Vinted. I'm a retired child protection social worker, which was stressful.
I can imagine.
But I don't know how you all cope with reselling.
Why do you think I don't want to be a full-time reseller?
Yeah, exactly.
Deborah's traumatizing us all. She certainly has done.
Lee says, I'm very new to reselling, but I'd assume that the end of January and the end of Feb are the worst few weeks generally for eBay. You'd think so. You'd think so, but the week before last, like the week before this end of week, I had a fantastic week. And some of January was pretty good as well. So it's just so unpredictable, Lee, is the thing.
Hi, Peter Ray. Flipping Retro said, we did manage to hit 850 subscribers this week, though, so it's taken the sting out of the crap sales. Well done.
Nice
Yay!
one. Well done, yeah.
Flipping Wolf said, first car boot yesterday of the year, picked up a vintage Xeon 007 watch worth 75 to 80, and Stacey found a keeper for a keeper. What's a keeper? For £1. The rest of the pickups were sadly plushes. Plushes can have good value in them.
Don't diss the plushes. I've had many a good plush. Never overlook the plushes.
Guzzy says, was 10p from the Tooth Fairy back in the day. Got to be £1 now. No, it's £5.
Yeah,
Tooth Fairy is £5.
Can't buy nothing for £1 now, can you?
Dan said, did anyone else have a glitch on eBay this weekend? We are business sellers, but it says that we're private sellers now.
Not seen that one, Dan. No, not seen that, but I'll check mine afterwards just to make sure.
Oh my God. She said, sorry, everyone. Deborah said, sorry, everyone. I'm so proud. Eating a bag of giant buttons as we chat. Seriously, after next week, I'm going to be curled up in bed feeling so sorry for myself, wanting to be weighted on hand and foot once I've had that tooth out. Yeah. You are a warrior. Warrior. We need another name. She can't be called Deborah Sardine anymore. We've got to give her something more. What can we call her?
We're not calling her anything else. It's a good name, that. Ian says one reason why it's quiet may be the advanced utility bills due for payment in April. My waste bill, water bill has gone up £200. Also, council tax rise. Could be, Ian, but who knows? I don't know if any of us truly know what's going on.
Oh, thanks, Dan. He said, 2 legends, you deserve 15K.
Thank you, Dan.
Do you know, I'm saying thank you because I just come along for the ride.
Didn't do nothing.
I just come along for a ride. So if you think I'm a legend, that's amazing.
She moans when I have to put her on camera for anything. It's like, come on.
I don't like being on camera.
We're doing an unboxing, and she goes, "Oh, do I have to?"
I don't like being on. I don't like seeing myself on camera.
Oh, you're on now. Well,
I told you the Monday night shows are different. I don't know what it is. It's not like acting because we're just responding to chat and talking, whereas
we're not acting either. We're just recording ourselves doing something.
But it feels like we're acting, and I'm no good at that sort of stuff. Don't like it. Self-conscious. Thank you for all the congrats.
Thank you for that. Slowly catch the monkey thrifter. Yeah.
Andrew says, rumour has it Chris is celebrating hitting 1,500 subs by releasing a 60-second tip video. It comes in at 15-minute running time.
The Flipping Wolf says, one of my subs has been doing YouTube for 7 weeks and has 6,000 subs. Wow. Makes me feel ashamed of my channel.
It's just one of them things. Some people just manage to catch people's attention.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to it. They just catch people's attention and that's it. So good for them. Animal Facts and Songs says, I think most buyers on eBay are the slightly older generation, and the change of the app not working on older phones has really stopped them being able to buy and won't buy a new phone to use eBay. Yeah, possibly.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think a lot of younger people still use eBay. I was in a shop at weekend buying some wholesale, kind of wholesale type stuff. When I went to the till, I was chatting to a young lad there. He was probably about 20, maybe 19, in late teens, 20, something like that. And we were having a chat, and he's like, "Oh, you buying these?" I bought a job lot of stuff, so it's all for reselling. So he goes, "Oh, you reselling these?" So I said, "Yeah. I sell on eBay and whatnot." And he's like, "What's whatnot?" And he's like, "I use eBay quite a lot, but never heard of whatnot." So this is a young lad, late teens, quite used to using eBay, checking solds and that. He was telling me how he was checking some stuff in the shop, but never heard of whatnot. And that right there is an example of the problem with whatnot in this country.
Yeah,
it's like the young people, generally young people. You walk. I say this all the time. You walk down the high street. If you did a survey and asked 100 people on the high street, all different ages, have you heard of whatnot? I bet 99 of them have never heard of it, and that's the problem. But that's what I'm saying. My example here.
I've never spoken to anybody that knows what it is.
The example, I don't necessarily subscribe to the thing that it's just the slightly older generation. I just think all generations are used to using eBay. It's very, very well advertised. It's on all the big programs. It's on Love Island. It's on everything. It's on primetime TV advertising. Ant and Dec's Takeaway mention eBay occasionally. You know, all that kind of stuff. Everywhere where you'd expect to see it, it is.
But then we're saying this, but my boys are in that younger generation category, and my youngest one didn't know what Groupon was the other day.
Yeah. Well,
who doesn't know what Groupon is? I tell you what, he was impressed when I got him his voucher for his meal, but he didn't know what Groupon was. Strange people.
Geordie Reseller says everyone should leave feedback on eBay about how all the new changes are killing sales, and the new postage policies are useless to make listing harder. I've not looked at the policies because I don't use policies at all. But the thing is, Geordie Reseller, is that the bosses at eBay, when they do their weekly reports, they must be seeing, like, if this is most of us, like, I appreciate some of you having good weeks and good weekends, but if a lot of us are saying it's bad and it's quiet, they must also be seeing that represented in their weekly, daily figures. And so when they go to their board meetings and discuss how the figures are going every day, every week or whatever, they must be seeing these same things that we see. They must be seeing that because they see it as a whole platform. And if it's happening to most people, then they will also see it, and they must identify that if there's an issue. If they're not seeing that, then it means that it's not happening to everybody, and a lot of people are still having great sales.
I don't know if any of the mods have seen Chris's request. He said, will a mod post Max's new channel, please? He has 92 subs. Let's see how many we can get him. Thrift up, look sharp. So if we've got a mod in that is capable of doing that. Oh,
yes, please. Anybody in the mods, feel free to drop Max's channel in.
Chris said, Chris, you would be a star in a Mike Lee film.
What's a Mike Lee film?
Don't know. Alex said I had to give my dad my old phone so he could use the eBay app.
Right. That's not great, is it, if people are having to do that? Surely they can see that needs to be sorted. Dig Vintage. I'm thinking of making some YouTube videos. I sell vintage homeware and books on Etsy. And I reckon there's a bit of a gap for Etsy content. Well, why not? Always give it a try. Always worth trying something.
DVD Fangirl says, I've got some items that are fast sellers, but only about £10 profit. Using them to make a little extra cash as my eBay only has about 12 items at the minute.
Sounds sensible.
Tommy says, for me, I've switched from listing clothing into hard goods again, collectibles, media, etc. And that seems to have brought more eyes into the store.
If you're a mixed store, I would say it's always good to keep having a mix of stuff.
Once I've said, remember when eBay chat was about the cool things folk found? These days, it's all about how good the sales have been. It's almost like the product has taken a backseat. Yeah, true. Or the fact that we've all just matured into these have all just matured into becoming hardcore resellers. So it is more about the money rather than the products.
Yeah.
Dan says, I'm glad we sell everything. It must be difficult just selling one or two items.
I think that's the bonus. At times like this, when things do seem quiet, I think it's a bonus when you're an everything seller, because you can ride out some of those ups and downs by being an everything seller. if you rely on one or two categories, or most people, if they're going to niche, it's one category. So if you rely on one category, you are going to be victim of seasonal changes and ups and downs a lot more than if you're an everything seller. That has to be a fact.
Paul and Julie said, here we go, get a live sale. Just sent you an offer for a coat you're selling.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Let's have a look. Is it the super dry? As it's you, I'll accept it. I'm not even going to counter. As it's you, I'll take
And he needs a sale.
You guys could come and collect that if you wanted.
Yeah.
Save the postage.
Yeah, just come and get it.
If you select collection, come and get it. You're quite welcome. You can come and have a brew while you're here. Lana says, what soft top did you have? I had a smart car.
No, it's not the smart car that I'm talking about.
I had a Citroen Citroen DS.
He had a Citroen DS. So it was a partial soft.
It was like half top.
So it's kind of like all the windows were still. You could have all the windows still up, and then the middle bit came off. We tried it as a tester car to see how much use we would get out of having the soft top down, and we found that we very rarely used it, or we didn't enjoy it when it was down, so we just decided not to get another one. But yeah, that was our dipping our toe in, because I wanted a BMW Z4. So we never went back. Maybe one day.
Jane says my best sales are when I go on holiday mode. That is unusual, Jane, but good effort. Dizzy J, they do a small car boot in mould on a Sunday, but it's always down to the weather. Oh, we've been to that one, haven't we?
No, that's the one that we've seen recently advertised, because it's been going on all winter. And to be fair, that they are really trying to push the publicising of that car boot. They're really trying to build it and get people to come. So maybe by summer, it might have grown a little bit.
Dan says our local Bernardo's in Blackpool closed down this week because of high rent. 90% off everything in the last 2 days. Wow. Fill your boots, Dan. Yeah, get down there. Fill your boots. I'd have a word with them as well. Ask them if they've got, anything they want to clear in bulk. I would definitely say, if you want me to clear out anything, I'll take bags full blind and just give them, a knockdown price for it all. Thrift Up is in. Max is here. Suggs Madness. Suggs from Madness is in. Hey, Chris, do you think that there's such a thing as algorithms on eBay? As it just seems to be really, there's algorithms on everything, isn't there now? YouTube has got algorithms, Vinted has got algorithms, and eBay has got algorithms. But yeah, nobody knows how they work. That's the thing. We all kind of pretend to have a theory on something, and then it gets crushed. So who knows how these algorithms work?
Yeah, Lana says that that's only half a convertible. It is, which is what I mean.
I had a full convertible.
Yeah.
I had the
midlife crisis car.
I did. I got a divorce, and then with some of the money that I got out of the house when we sold it, I went and bought a smart Roadster Brabus.
A yellow one.
It wasn't yellow.
What colour was it?
Silver.
Was it silver? Why
fucking yellow?
I don't know. Why did I think it was yellow?
I don't know, but it wasn't yellow. It was amazing, that car. It was like driving a little go-kart, but you didn't want to be driving up next to a juggernaut. Chris, I literally picked up 28 plushes, 50p a go. One was a jelly cat, and the rest SpongeBob, Build-A-Bears. 50p a go.
Can't argue.
You cannot argue with that.
DVD Fangirl says, I think it was Ricky Resells who said that when everyone is saying that what they earn on eBay is down, they're forgetting the revenue. They've got an on Vinted selling some stock on there as well.
Yeah, fair dues, yeah. I'm not selling much on Vinted either at the minute.
Walker.
Whatnot is the main other platform that's holding me up at the moment through these few weeks, and I might actually do a Whatnot show Probably next week I'll probably do another one.
Tam says you can have the best content, camera and audio with a great thumbnail and title, but if YouTube doesn't push the video, it won't matter a job.
Yeah.
I'm always getting people telling me my SEO is crap.
But no, you're right. You're right. Sometimes it just doesn't pick it up and doesn't push it. And all you have to do is be consistent. You've got to just keep plugging away, keep putting those videos up. Sometimes I might only get 100 views. We've all been there. And then eventually you'll get there in the end.
Stu, Chris in a smart car convertible. For some reason, the phrase middle-aged homosexual hairdresser keeps springing to mind.
Tell you what, that car was bloody mint. I'd have kept it longer, but it had a fault on the roof, which was on all the Smart Roadsters, where it had a tiny little leak, and there's no way to fix it. Just a tiny little leak, and it pissed me off because it didn't leak a lot, but if it was heavy rain, you just get a drip run down the window, and it just annoyed me, so I just got rid of it.
Chris has had some questionable cars in his time.
I've had some random cars.
When we first met working together, you had the tiniest, considering how tall you are, you had the tiniest car, didn't you? You had that, was it an Igo?
No. No, I had an Igo.
You had an Igo. What was the other one after it? That little half a car?
IQ, was it? An IQ, the Toyota IQ.
I'm not kidding you. Chris was probably the length of the car when he was sat in it. It was the smallest thing ever. It was a nice drive, that. It was a posh smart car. Oh, it was funny. And I won't mind, but at the time, I had a Peugeot. Can't remember, one of the little Peugeots anyway, and I think both of our cars together probably made up the size of an actual car. They were both that small. But yeah, you went for a phase, didn't you, of swapping your car every two years he'd swap his car.
No, I went even less than a year sometimes. I just couldn't settle on one.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of cars. Married to Reselling says, Whatnot, surely young people have got better things to do than spend hours on Whatnot. There is also that. They've got lives, unlike us older folk that just sit in the house in our pajamas.
True.
Thrift Up says, wow, just scrolled through the chat. Too many hellos to mention, but big thanks to man like Chris Tyler for the shout out.
Carol Harris says, nobody I know, even my younger members of the family, have got a clue about Whatnot. It's just a way for resellers to... That's what it is at the moment.
Yeah.
That's what it is at the moment. Hopefully at some point it will take off, like in the US. You know, people live off Whatnot alone, like make big bucks on it. But here in the UK, it's just not taken off. It's just not widespread at the minute.
Monumental said, Christ, is Groupon still going? There's not a single time we're going out doing something I don't check on Groupon first to see what deal I can get.
Fluffy Muffin says, if the app update has stopped people buying because they can't upgrade, they will see the numbers. Exactly that, Muffin. Exactly that. People at eBay will see every little number that possible that will analyze the eBay business, and all these things that we've discussed. They will know if there's a problem. They will know.
Once said our Groupon's those crusty things in soup. Groupon's amazing. When we went to London to see Harry Potter, we went for a proper posh meal in a proper posh hotel. I walked in, I was like, Chris, I feel very out of place here. And we got like a 5-star 3-course meal for 2 of us with a glass of fizz for 50 quid off Groupon.
£25 each.
25 quid each.
And this place was posh. I mean, we got put in the Groupon corner, by the way.
which was full.
Yeah, there was no one sat anywhere else. Everyone was in Groupon corner, like, I've got a Groupon.
But it was like right in Trafalgar, like right near Trafalgar Square, right near all the theatres. It was, like prime position, posh hotel. And it was amazing. The food was amazing. Yeah,
it was a good meal, that. Only cool stuff. Z, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing okay. I saw that you put a video out earlier. I don't think I've seen a video from Z for freaking ages. But I'm going to watch it tomorrow when I'm working.
Dan says, do you use Voucher? I do use Voucher, but not as often as Groupon for some reason. But I do use... We've actually got a few events coming up like this year, which are vouchers from Groupon.
Yeah.
We're going to Liverpool in June to see the Only Fools and Horses musical, and we've got a Groupon deal for the Coyote Ugly bar thing for a meal, and that's off Groupon.
Am I looking forward to that?
I'm looking forward to it. I was the one who wanted to book it.
I'm looking forward to that. Girls dancing on the tables.
We're taking our mums to go watch a Shania Twain tribute band. That came off a Groupon, didn't it?
Classic, that one.
So,
yeah,
loads of stuff.
And Jane says, I'm a private seller. I'm not liking eBay holding back my money, finding it hard to keep an eye on where my money is and when I will get it. I can totally appreciate that, Jane. Going from just having a normal payout to then not getting your money straight up. But I guess, if you're used to using Vinted, then you'll be used to this kind of system. But I appreciate it's kind of like a step backwards, isn't it, that one? Yeah, it's a bit of a bugger, that. I'm up to Jane's Dresser talking about private seller. I'm about 9 minutes behind. I'm going to try let's try and scoot down.
Dan says, I watch the money channels every day because I trade the stock market. It's not eBay at fault for slow sales. The economy is slowing down. High rent and energy is mainly to blame. It doesn't, it makes sense. It really does. People just don't have as much excess cash, do they?
I tell you what, as well, something that hit us this month was unexpected energy bills. I mean, we've always been pretty savvy on our gas and electric, but last month, £178 just gas. And I was shocked because I thought we were doing all right with gas. Electric is just kind of, we can't cut down much on the electric, but the gas, because it's been absolutely freezing for the last month. It's been so cold, hasn't it? It's literally been like 0, 1, 2 degrees, right? And you're forced to put your heating on.
It's just too cold.
It's so cold. And we kind of took our eye off the ball with the gas last month. And we had a £178 bill. And I thought we were doing all right. What was happening was the smart meter was on electric. Like you can switch it from electric only, gas only, and then electric and gas. And it shows you how much you've used that day. Well, it was on electric. So every time I was looking at the smart meter, I was thinking, we're doing all right today. Bang the heating on. We're doing all right. We're only on £3. In fact, actually, some days we're using £8, £9, £10 for gas and electric. And I just felt about we can't use that amount. But then it's very hard. Like today, it was freezing today. We had to put the heating on. We put it on low, but we had to put it on.
Life in the first, unexpected bills with Belle's decorations.
Well, what's that as well. Yeah.
Lisa says, well, you pay so much. Lucy says, I now pay a month what I used to pay a quarter. Energy bills.
Energy bills are so bad, aren't they? Yeah. It's scandalous. It really is.
And there's been this big thing, hasn't there? Because the water bills, I know especially Wales are getting hit really hard. The water bills are literally going like really
water
high.
Bills are going high
really
as well.
high.
I mean, we're on a meter, so I don't think we quite get
hit
hit as much as those who are on like the standard rates.
But the ones on standard rates, somebody put a post out on Facebook the other day saying, is this right for my water? And it was just something stupid. I mean, I think it was like 2 people and a baby in the house, and they were being charged like £160 a month for water. But when we first moved in here, it wasn't a water meter, and we thought they'd got the bill wrong because they sent us our bill of how much it was going to be, and it was over £100.
£130
for 2 of us in a house. And when we spoke to the people that lived here before, he said he'd only been paying like £40 a month, and we were like, "Well, why are we getting charged?" And there was more of them. We were like, "Why are we getting charged 130?" But it was right, so he straight away just went, "Right, we'll have a water meter. I'm not going to spend £130 in a month on water.
No chance." And now our current bill on water, and we don't like scrimp on it. I mean, we're careful, but like we have baths and showers, and we don't worry too much about the water bill. It's £30 a month on water, and we're in credit on that as well. But that'll go up a bit. So if they're saying it's like 20% up, so that'll go up. Like that'll be up to like £36, 37. A month, something like
disgusting.
That.
It is disgusting.
I just think the gas and electric is absolutely disgusting. We're being ripped off. This is rip off Britain right now. It's rip off Britain.
Yeah.
I just can't understand. I can't get it through my head. Like I'm really reluctant to turn the heating on because I want to be warm, but I don't want to pay those twats all that money. Yeah. I really don't. I begrudge it.
It's the principle of it.
It totally is, and I'll freeze to death before I pay £178 again. They can peel me off wherever I've frozen to death. I don't care. I'm going to freeze to death before I pay £178 again.
Tam says, I've sorted through a few boxes of stock I've put to the side for months today. Feels good to finally be able to list it, but I did sacrifice listing anything new for the first time in many months.
I've spent the last few months like getting through my death piles, and I've cleared through so much old stock. Like, not old stock as in like worthless, but just stock that's been sat in death piles. And it is a good feeling to get through it, because it almost feels like it's free, that it's not giving you a cost, because you've already costed it out of your business. It's already gone and paid for like years ago. So sometimes when you're listing it, you think to yourself, it feels like free stock because it's already gone out. You know what I mean? That might not make sense to you. I don't
know. Flipping Wolf says, I've totally run out of stock for jackets now. They've been popular recently.
Yeah, it's the right time, isn't it, for jackets? So bloody cold.
Thrift Upshot says, sometimes it's got to be done rather than feel or look at it negatively. Look at it as a positive, that you've got the buried items one step closer to another home. That is very true, yeah.
Only Cool Stuff Z says, I follow a US toy seller who has 10,000 listings and 14,000 items in inventory, and recently had a $480 week. Wow. You'd want to be doing thousands, wouldn't you, in a week to be doing that?
Lana says, nobody knows about Mulcar Boot, so it's never very successful. Shame, because it could be good as it's on the hard ground. They are pushing it. They're pushing it. They've actually set up their own Facebook page for it now, and some of the stall holders that go every week are pushing the advertising of it, because I've been trying to share it on the page that we run as well. So they are trying.
Our Reventer says, I think February is a real dead funny month for reselling. That said, I'm on course to double my profit of February 24. Yeah, well, as long as you're doing well, Our Reventer, that's good. You know, you're doing something right, aren't you?
BT says Scope has proposed closing most of its charity shops after forecasting that its rental operations would make a loss of 1.5 million this financial year.
That's the way it's going, guys. That's the way it's going with these charity shops. They're all going to be shut in a couple of years.
At one point, right, didn't we all go on going, our high streets, all the shops were closing down on the high streets, and the only things that were opening up were charity shops. It's now got to a stage where even the charity shops can't stay open.
Yeah, totally.
It's crazy.
Dan says, I'm looking into buying and selling cars on the side to top up eBay. There are apps where you put in the reg number and it gives you all the history. Yeah. Why not? Give it a try.
Oh, Lisa's had a sale, sold a rifle and jumper, £25.20 with postage. That's good. Well done. Chris in a smart cat. Oh, no, we've seen that one.
I'm just trying to scoot down the chat.
Yeah. Cheryl says, what are best sellers at this time of year, or is it all random?
Well, obviously coats and jackets and jumpers and hoodies and stuff like that, but anything that will keep you warm. But really, it can be random, because if you've got something really cool, you know, you could have the best summer Hawaiian t-shirt ever. It will sell because somebody will want it. So it's random. eBay's so random.
El Reventa says ski stuff. Yeah,
ski stuff
with the half-term ski holidays for those that can still afford it.
No problem, Paul and Julie. You can pay whenever you like. I'll try and not make that time out, because they normally time out after 4 days. But what's that for? When Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, you should be okay till Friday evening. Okay.
Because he said they had an MK2 XR2.
Nice.
In 1993. Johnny 40 Courts is with us. Hello.
Hey.
Did you find something comical about my appearance when I'm driving my automobile?
I don't understand that reference, but somebody does.
Tommy Trey says young folk don't have any money.
Jane says, how do we join the duck race? Well, if you've not done it already, you've missed it. What you have to do is, when tonight's show is finished, go and make a comment on tonight's video. And I will pick it up for next week.
Finds and Flippers joined us and said they second that nobody they know has heard of Whatnot. Handy, because I can cash in on the referrals.
That's it, yeah. That's good.
Hoops and Paul says they see Whatnot ads on YouTube all the time.
That's about the only place you see the ads. You don't see it on telly. Never seen a Whatnot ad on telly. I know a few making money solely off Whatnot, and they've seen a jump in numbers are a lot better than Poshmark ever was. Yeah, I think if you can get established, you know, the likes of John Luke and Charlotte are absolutely doing amazing on there.
Yeah.
You know, they've found a real niche on Whatnot, and they are smashing it. So good on them for that.
Brett Holt has joined us. Hello. Elle says more and more normal people are buying on Whatnot at the moment. That said, I still ain't going back to it. Andrew said the last time I went to Coyote Ugly, the barmaids were bigger than me.
Barbara the Alien, welcome.
Life in the First Line says cheap tarts and fake tang, give it a miss. I love the film Coyote Ugly. I just want to go and see it. And we get burgers.
I'm looking forward to that. I think it'd be good.
Yeah, you didn't tell me that's why you were looking forward to it. Now I know. I'll be keeping an eye on you.
What's it about, Coyote Ugly? They're just the girls with next to nothing on dancing on the bar.
Just having fun.
Yeah, so
they're just having fun. I might get up and join them.
Go for it. I'll get that water cannon. I'll squirt it on you.
Woo! Sounds good.
Cheryl said, I spoke to eBay this week. They said there are still flaws in the new system of paying private sellers regarding payment after delivery. There's going to be flaws forever. There's flaws in the whole eBay ecosystem, so there's bound to be flaws in this, I suppose.
Carol liked our Groupon card. She says, I'm glad someone else has experienced that. Oh, yeah, this was so obvious. We were literally in the main room, but there was like a section at the back end of it that was literally just had, because it was a set menu, all these set menus on the tables. So we were all put together in the Groupon corner. But hey, we enjoyed our food just as much as everybody else, and we got it cheaper.
Cheryl says they agree with being robbed by our government. Yeah, and all the fat cats at these energy companies. It's an absolute joke. I keep thinking Chris is wearing a necklace. I like this one here.
What was that? What Matt says? With water meters, even digital do regular readings. Otherwise, they increase your bills. Yeah, we do regular readings, don't we?
The water meter gets read every quarter or something like that.
Yeah.
Pitco, I like the VA videos. Well put together. Oh, thank you, Pitco. I'm glad you liked it, because it took a lot to pull that video together. It was quite complicated. So I might not have looked it, but that's the beauty of making a video. You make it look easy, but it was a lot of work pulling that one together.
Les says Scope closed in their town a month ago. Matt says Vinted must be taking good amounts of stock from charity shops with the ease of listing.
Oh, definitely, Matt. I tell you what, loads of people. But charity shops are also their worst enemy, because you turn up there with a bag of stuff, and when a charity shop refuses you, what are you going to do? Either go to another charity shop or take it home and list it on Vinted and never go back again.
Elle said the 2 charity shops that shut in Milton Keynes this year were a mind and cancer research. The mine prices were laughable. That said, we had 2 open, although not much better.
BT says, is Belle thinking of extending her wardrobe into Chris's section if she continues to purchase from £1 clothing? Georgie's treasure shed is in.
I do try to, because I buy things. I don't buy things full price. I buy things at charity shops. I buy things at car boots. I buy things cheap all the time, which then means that I don't mind getting rid of stuff. So as I bring stuff in, I then get rid of stuff to try and keep the level of clothing.
When I buy something
down.
I tend to like one in, one out now. Like I bought this off Vinted. It's brand new. It was brand new with tags. Really nice hoodie. Now I'm going to get some out of my wardrobe and get rid of it, because I don't need multiple hoodies. I only wear one every 2 weeks and then it gets washed. Flipping Wolf said it'd be a tragedy if charity shops go. To be honest, we find some overpriced stock in the week in, week out, and it'd be better to push more volume. Yeah, we always say the same thing, Scott.
Well, we did say that if anyone's watched the video where we went to Mould, and we went in and I literally got loads of stuff off the pound rail, that was the busiest charity shop in Mould, because the prices were all reasonable. And it wasn't only reasonable and, pardon the French, crap stuff, which is what you sometimes find. It was nice, decent stuff. Even on the pound rail, it was nice, decent stuff that I wanted to buy. So it just showed, put your prices at the right price. People will come and buy. We went back in on the way back to the car, because there was a couple of bits that I'd seen that I wanted to go and have another look at. And half the stuff that had been there when we'd gone in earlier had gone. the coach rails were bulging. They were literally like bulging. And when we went back in, you could look through them because that many coats had been bought.
Yeah, I to be honest, I could have stayed in that shop for ages and really probably bought more than what I did, because the women's coats were like £3 each.
Yeah, £4.
You know, a lot of M&S stuff, but a lot of the Peruna is quite good for £3. You know, you get £20 for a Peruna jacket at least.
Yeah.
So I could have probably bought more in there, but you know, I bought some stuff and then moved on. George's treasure shed phone broke yesterday. Absolute disaster. Lost photos and YouTube videos. Oh
no.
God. Was your phone backed up, George? Like, if you use an iPhone, was it backed up to the iCloud? Or I'm sure you have a similar thing for Android.
Flipping Wolf saying they're seeing George shirts in charity shops priced up at £6.
Currently, Tommy Trey's chipping away at a load of house clearance stuff at the minute. Video to come. Look forward to watching that one. Let's scoot down the chat here.
Suggs Madness says a lot of charity shops are not taking items in as they have no room left. But if they were to reduce their price in the shops, then they would make more money and have a good turnaround.
It just makes perfect sense. But it's crazy that managers and shop staff can't get their head through that concept.
But you were saying when you worked at your particular charity in the warehouse, they had that much stuff coming in, that much clothing coming in, that a lot of it they weren't even sorting through what was coming in. They were literally ragging it. Stayed
in bags. Yeah, didn't get looked at and got ragged straight off. It's like we've got too much stuff.
Could have been anything in them bags.
Could have been decent stuff in there. I'd have loved to have got my hands on some of those rag bags because some of it's just unsorted.
But they just not got the time or the staff to get through.
Not got the volunteers to get through it all.
Yeah, to get through what was in the warehouse, unfortunately.
Let's get through people chatting amongst themselves. Oh, I'm almost at the bottom here. Yay. Charity shops do confuse me. They are there to sell, regardless if it's high price or low price. Whenever I have a load of items, they always seem to feel like they've been cheated. They set the price. Yeah. And you get some good stuff as well, Tommy. That's the thing.
Scarf Dancers don't think they should tax you if you sell second-hand goods because the item has been taxed when it's sold to the first person and the money they used to buy is taxed. It's been taxed 3 times before you get it.
Yeah. No, I agree, but it'll never change, will it? Only get worse.
Flipping says the government should subside charity shops. We waste enough taxpayers' money on other nonsense. Sophie says, I used to volunteer at a charity shop and we were told to price stuff up at 1/3 of its retail value, which is why it always annoys me when I see fast fashion supermarket brands so highly priced.
Yeah. Interesting. Thank you, Sophie, for that one.
George's Treasure says, I'm picking out bin bags of unsorted clothes from the charity shop bins. Got some North Face joggers, Ray-Bans and a G-Star t-shirt.
Unbelievable.
But if they're not managing to get through looking
at them. But that's in the bins.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If they're literally not managing and they're just then getting rid of it, God knows what's going.
Like, George, have you ever thought of this? I mean, I'm sure you have. Like, if you go to the back of a charity shop and you're going through their bins doing a bit of dumpster diving and you see unsorted bags, you know, if they've not got time to go through that, is it worth a conversation with the charity shop manager to say, look, if you're throwing away unsorted bags, I'll give you some money for the bags.
I'll give you 10 quid a bag or something.
Yeah, whatever, £5 a bag or £1 a bag, whatever the deal is, it's better than throwing it away because they can give it to you. They get some money and they free up space in their bins at the back as well for actual rubbish. Is it worth like a conversation?
No cherry picking. Just I'll take the good.
I'll just take the bag
with whatever's in the bag.
I'll give you a couple of quid and I'll take the bag and whatever's in it. And see how you go.
Paul and Julie said my water where I am is £60 a month for a 1-bedroom flat.
I assume like because on flats you're generally not on meters, are you? You kind of just split between the place, so that's probably why it's a set price. But at least in that price, it's unlimited, isn't it? You don't need to watch your water. But that's a lot, isn't it? But it will all probably be up at that rate at some point.
Tommy says they get mad that resellers buy all their good stuff at the prices they've set themselves, complain they're losing stock to Vinted, and then still turn away donations after someone's made the effort.
I will say one thing about the charity I used to work for. They did have a policy in the shops and at the distribution centre. They never turned away a donation. So if somebody come into a shop, they weren't allowed, or not by their policies, to say no to anything. Like even if it was like a load of books that they've got 1 million books from, or a load of DVDs that they don't want anymore. They took everything. They never turned away a donation.
Flipping Wolf says also a lot of charity shops bin vintage toys if they don't have an EU stamp.
Yeah, I can believe that one.
Matt says, does anyone have a suggestion for a portable clothes steamer, please?
They're all a bit naff, Matt, if I'm honest with you. I mean, I've got 2 steamers. I never use either of them. They're just a pain in the ass to use.
Just started taking them to the laundrette.
Yeah, to be fair, I've just started using our local laundrette, and the prices that they charge, it's not worth the effort and my time to do it. I might as well just pay it for them to do it, and they get to do a perfect job. You know, I can take them a bale of clothing that's creased to hell, dirty and smelly, and it comes out, you know, amazing. All nicely folded as well.
Tam said, even the general public are saying the prices are too high in charity shops, so it's not just resellers that think that. Most of my family have not bought much in months from them.
Yeah.
But I'm the same. I mean, you've seen what I'm like. Whenever I go in, I'm not buying to resell. I'm buying for myself. And there's not very often that I'll buy from charity shops anymore because I just won't pay the prices. Because for me, I can go to Primark and pay the price that I'm paying for something secondhand in a charity shop. So, you know, I might as well go and buy it new. But
I'm with Lisa on this one on the steamers. Like, every time I use mine, it spits water at me. I end up scalding my hands and stuff. I know they give you one of them mitts to do it with. I can't be actually using that. But
it's your own fault then.
It sprays water on you. They're a waste of time, those portable steamers. I say don't bother. Don't bother with them. I know, you know, it's probably not what you want to hear, but they're shit.
Tommy tried to buy a steamer from a local charity shop that shut down, but it wasn't for sale. Paul says charities are a con now. One of the main ones pays over 20 of its employees a 400k salary and their investment manager over 5 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tam said, I've had a few shops recently that have had new managers, and since then they have completely become a steadily higher and higher price to the point I barely buy anything.
It is sad, that.
Guzzy's been on a water meter for over 10 years, so much cheaper for a 2-bed house, 50% cheaper on average.
Yeah,
we've had a water meter in every single house that we've been in.
It's always better. Because as a general rule, we don't use a lot of water. I mean, Belle has a once-a-month bath, so that's one thing.
That's what you said I was allowed.
I have a daily shower, and that's the most water we use. And we use a dishwasher once a day and a washing machine every other day, and that's the main bulk of it, really.
Some are a bit higher because we do like water the garden and stuff.
But yeah, we don't use a lot of water as a couple, I don't think.
Elle says Paul Oxfam staff went on strike, and also from spying on the charity shop managers' Facebook group, they sound like such toxic places to work, some awful corporate cultures.
Oh, don't even go there. I'm not going to start on that one.
Don't get him started.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Our philosophy is, it's not even a philosophy, but our thought process is, because Chris has worked in a charity, so he's had first-hand experience of what working in the background in a charity can be like. And yes, we will say it's not great, but Chris will never badmouth the charity, because the charity itself do amazing things for the people that use the services. They do so much for the families, so much for the people that need them. They give so much support out. So yeah, they're not great with the staff and how they treat people and the way they work in the background, but you can't let it overshadow
what the actual
charities do for people. And that's a really hard sort of line to sort of be within, which is why Chris isn't there anymore.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it's just the way it is, isn't it?
Thank you for that, Paul and Julie. Yeah, I'll never turn down free stock. Feel free, you know, if you want to collect that jacket, then feel free to pop over, and yeah, absolutely, thank you so much. I'll always have free stock.
Who's on the charity shop ship page on Facebook? Have you seen some of the stuff that gets posted on there?
I was in that for a while, and I came out of it in the end.
I try to stay away from all Facebook groups that provide negativity and arguments and people moaning. I just can't. I came out the Vinted one for that reason.
I'm coming out of that Vinted one.
I just can't be asked. It's just so too
annoying.
much. I'm not into drama. Don't do drama. Just no point. You know, posting it all over Facebook makes absolutely no difference to whatever your issue is. So yeah, I try to stay away from them.
I need to say thank you to Dorothy Watkinson and Nothing Major. Are these guys in? Have we seen them? Dorothy Watkinson and Nothing Major?
No, I haven't seen them.
Those guys sent us an amazing package today. They sent us a bunch of duck race prizes, of which one of them is tonight, and there's more to come over the next few weeks.
It was like the gift that just kept on giving.
It was amazing. Tonight's duck race prize is a Pikachu and a load of sweeties. We've got some treacle toffees, just in case you need another trip to the dentist. We've got some little shrimps and some mini Smarties. That's tonight's prize. But they sent us loads more, and they sent me some Percy pigs, my favourite thing in the world. Thank you so much. They sent Belle some chocolates. Very, very kind guys. Big shout out.
Can you see the chin? I don't need chocolates, but thank you so much.
Big shout out to Dorothy Watkinson and Nothing Major. Really appreciate that package. I was not expecting that.
Can I let you know, guys? I shouldn't have left him with a box because he snuck back up here into his little office. He shut the door. Wasn't expecting me to come bringing a brew. When I walked in, he sat munching. It wasn't even lunchtime. He was sat munching a bag of the sweets with the pile of the rest of them at the side. So I took the unopened ones away from him. He's naughty. He's got a problem.
I admit it. I've got a problem. I am addicted to Percy pigs.
Had I not taken them bags away, they'd probably not.
No, I can only eat one bag.
God, whatever.
No, I can only eat one bag an hour.
Yeah, whatever.
My bum's hurting. Sorry, guys. I've got a sore bottom.
Yeah, Elle, you're right. Like you said, it's tricky, you know. It's a workplace at the end of the day, and we all know what workplaces can be like.
They're all the same.
So, you know, it's no different than that, but you just don't expect it because of what a charity is and what it's all about and the love and care and support that it does. Unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily stretch to the people that are making it all run in the background.
Fish the Dream says, I've been buying...
the dream.
Fishing the Dream.
Fishing the Dream.
I've been buying a lot of stuff off Whatnot. Just started to do this and won a Givey, a jelly cat. Oh, nice jelly cat. I've won a Givey this weekend on a show. Wet Beaver. Have you remember Wet Beaver we used to see in the chat? I won a Givey from Wet Beaver.
Not telling us what it is though.
It was sweets, I think.
All right.
I didn't have time to stick around and try and buy something because it was free postage then, but I didn't have time. But yeah, at least I want to give.
Jamie Summers has joined us. Hello, he said charity shop near them has everything £2, though they've got a glass cabinet for some stuff that's slightly more, but 99% of it is £2 or less. Sounds like a good place.
That's good. Tommy's with me there on the Percy pigs. He prefers the vegan ones. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Paul says, Chris, I watched The Gorge a couple of nights ago on Apple. A fun little creature feature if you need something to watch.
I've seen that advertised. Yeah, quite fancy that one. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for that.
Husky says, problem is the managers in charities know the staff, etc. They live in complete dreamland sometimes with how they price stuff.
Yeah, true. Tam says, I just wonder what the managers think in the shops where everything is the same every time you walk in, no new stock or price reductions. It is baffling, isn't it?
People coming in, picking it up, putting it back, walking away.
Remember Wet Beaver? Yeah. Not seeing him around for a while, but obviously he's busy doing his whatnot and stuff now.
Paul says, Billy's the problem, you keep catching him. I know. He really wasn't expecting me to come in with his brew and catch him in the act of munching.
I wasn't, to be honest with you. I was looking up at you and hoping you weren't going to look down there. I wasn't. I was hoping.
Oh, thank you, dear, for my brew.
Thank you. And I was like, if I'd have heard her coming up, honestly, God, I would have hit them. And that's the sign of somebody who's addicted.
It is.
Deborah would have sorted my teeth out as well. Yeah. No, thank you, Deborah. You can keep your pliers or whatever it was you used.
Well, you've got to go back for a filling.
I've got to have a filling, yeah. Surprise. And some bloody Percy pigs coming back to haunt me.
Richard Pike says, I won the smallest bag of Haribo sweets you have ever seen on a giveaway, but it's the taking part.
Was it a mint, one of those little ones that's got about 5 Haribos in?
Yeah. Freebie's a freebie.
Lin says, I can relate to you, Chris. I can't leave a packet of sweets or chocolate once opened. It's got to be eaten. The thing is, like, especially with sweets, like chocolate, I can sort of like just have a bit and then leave it. But sweety sweets, like jelly things, Haribos, and anything gummy or foamy, like foam sweets, like them shrimps. If I open that packet of shrimps, it's down in about a minute. Like I'm done in a minute. I just munch through it until it's gone. And that bag of Percy pigs, how long do you think it took me to eat
Not
it?
long. It was nearly gone, and you'd only just come up.
It probably took me about 5 minutes to eat it, if I'm honest. 10 minutes maximum. I just go one. I'm just like a pig, like a proper pig.
I literally get, if there's something in the cupboard, like not necessarily sweets like that, because I don't really like sweets like that, but if we have some sweet treat by any stretch in the cupboard, I only ever get a one chance of having them, because once they're open, they're gone. That's it, gone. There's none of this me coming back a few days later going, oh, I fancy some of that, because I can guarantee it's not there. Even with the sugar-free biscuits, gone.
Flipping Wolf says, I think charity shops, the only items you can actually get a bargain on is plushes. Yeah, it's something you get some great plushes, can't you? And what is it with Jellycats? Never heard of them before. Are you kidding me, Fish?
Oh, you need to look out for Jellycats. They go for really good money, highly collectible.
Jellycats can go for good money, depending on which one it is. But even the normal standard ones, you know, £10-20. I don't know what the big fascination with them is. I think they've grown over the last couple of years. Before that, I don't think
they're just expensive plushes.
Just weird, aren't they?
Flipping Wolf says, with you there, I do miss the old pick and mix sweets in the shop.
I love pick and mix. Oh,
B&M pick and mix, or the pound shop pick and mix.
The Candy Land, is it? Candy something? Candy King? Oh, I love those.
Tommy says, we're trying to build our own pick and mix shop in our house. Started with 1 kilogram bags of Skittles in a jar, and then I was sent 3 bags full of other sweets, and we had left them over, and we had leftovers from Xmas still.
Oh, I saw that video, Tommy, where who sent you those sweets, and why haven't I got some? No, don't send me any, because I'm already got a feeling to have.
Oh, don't get him started. We're not getting onto that subject. We're 100% behind all this stuff.
Oh yeah, I understand it, mate. I understand it. Like we're well into the.
We have proven this. We have proven this works, because when we were in the mindset of behaving and clean eating, which we're not doing very good at the moment. We're very lapsed with it at the moment. But when we were, Chris noticed a massive change in his sugar addiction, like massive change in his sugar addiction. So we know it works, but life just gets in the way, doesn't it?
But I like them.
Life just gets in the way, and the more you eat, the more you want them. It's a vicious circle. We'll get there one day.
We're going to go back on it. We're going to do it again, because I felt so much better when I wasn't eating sugar. We'll do it again. I haven't got a chin.
I'm going to call that the
Woolworths pick and mix. That was amazing. Imagine how cheap that would be as well for now.
That's a perimenopausal chin.
Once Loved had a Jellycat sale of £120. Very nice.
Ooh. Oh, you'll all be pleased to know Chris might not get killed and buried under the patio anytime soon, because I've finally started some hormone treatment to try and control me.
I don't think that's going to control you, babe.
Give it a chance.
Not noticed any difference yet. You're still moody ass.
I've only had it for like...
That was risky, wasn't it?
I've only had it for like...
It's only because we're live that I got away with that one.
What did you do this morning when you came in? And I tried to give him subtle hints if I'm feeling a bit titchy. I normally give him a warning to sort of be careful. And this morning I said something like, I'm feeling really agitated. Oh, you asked me why I'd take my dressing gown off. And you know when you just feel like you're all bunched up, and I said, I'm feeling agitated this morning, I have to take it off. And he went, oh, didn't notice. And I'm like, that's not the way to treat me when I'm agitated. I did notice you said it as you were walking away.
Our event is eating bad at the moment as well. We've got to sort this out, babe.
We were doing
so well at one point. It's gone out the window.
Up until all this stuff when my sister started last year, we were doing really, really well. we were on a roll and we'd been doing really well. But ever since this happened and the stress levels gone up and our routines went out the window, we've just slowly slipped, and it's just been so hard to then get back into it. But we do need to try, because it's not necessarily for us. It's not only the weight thing. It just makes us
feeling better. Yeah, it's not even like a weight thing for me, but it's just feeling better in yourself. Right, along the bottom are all our channel members. Thank you all very, very much for being part of the channel. If you want to join the channel and come and join us in our friendly little Discord group, we've got about 52, 53 members in there. So I appreciate everybody. Everyone helps each other out with whatever questions or comments and stuff that you've got. Any help that's needed. All these people are in our Discord group, and we've got a new member tonight as well. So they're going to message me and we'll get another new person in the group. So thank you very, very much, everybody, for joining us. Also, the podcast, guys, the Everything Reselling podcast is back this week. We are back. We've been waiting for it for ages. I kind of needed to be in the right frame of mind to get back into it. And I needed a break because it's so time consuming, and it's hard. It's hard work doing the podcast, like interviewing and having guests on every week. It is hard.
Tommy's happy about that.
It is difficult, but we are back on this week, this Thursday, 1 p.m. The podcast is back. We've got Bill from Dungeons and Joypads. Everybody knows that Bill has been stirring up the shit. He has been stirring the shit in regards YouTube resellers, and now everybody's talking about it. Bold Finds probably actually started that whole thing, but Dungeons and Joypads, Bill is coming on the podcast. We're going to go into it in more depth, and we're going to try and figure out, did YouTube resellers really ruin it for everybody else? We're going to try and get a definitive answer to that question. And also,
Elle's going to be listening to you and apparently the Luxury Pickers who started one.
Oh, have they? They've always had a podcast. Yeah, they've had one for a long time. I've seen it on Spotify. That one. Maybe they've started again.
A new thing.
A new one.
Yeah.
So that's the first one, and then next week we've got Reseller George, aka Georgie. He's coming on, and we're going to be exploring all the different avenues where you can buy clothing to resell. So there's some avenues that people don't really think of much. People disregard them as not being a good place to source. So we're going to go through every different sourcing opportunity for clothing. So that might be a good one, especially if you do clothing yourself, or you're thinking about reselling and maybe clothing's on the agenda. It gives you some ideas. I want people to join in the chat as well and tell us where you get your clothing from. Yeah, so that's the first two guests, and then I've got lots more guests lined up for the series.
Paul said, Belle, you mean you won't be crawling up the walls anymore like The Exorcist? We're hoping at some point. Yeah, we're hoping so. Yeah, he said it's hard. It's hard when life is trying you. It's hard, and yeah, it is hard to keep on top of things because you do end up comfort eating, don't you? Just because you want to make yourself feel a bit happier. But yes, Carol has said that she's been clean eating since January and feels fantastic, but it takes some planning. There's ultra-processed foods and sugar are so addictive. Like I said, don't get us started. I did a whole like 6-8 week course around it, and what an eye-opener it was. Which is what forced us into, even though we say we're bad and we're not doing it like we're supposed to, we're still low carb and low sugar to the point where we do try. It's only when we have our cheat things, like when people send in sweeties, but we do try on a day-to-day basis to not have sugar and carbs in the house, and we still make everything from fresh, and we don't buy jars or processed foods. So we do still try. We do still try. But we're just not.
It's the treats and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got a bit lax with having too many treats on the side. But on a day-to-day basis, the way we eat, we're still sort of. I think that's just a change that we will never go back from, will we?
Yeah.
We don't. Yeah, the not eating processed foods is something
we're not going to go back to that.
We'll never go back to that.
So, I enjoy having the food that's freshly cooked and the fresh ingredients and stuff. That is much better. Our Aventa says, no, that's the answer Nick and Andrea solved last night with Jammy Dodger. I didn't even know Nick and Andrea were talking about this subject. Hopefully we'll be able to bring a different aspect to it. Maybe me and Bill have got some ideas about what to chat about. We're going to make it interesting. So
Thrift Up Look Sharp would love to get in your podcast.
Yes, it might have to be series. It might have to be series 6, Max, because I think we are fully booked for 5. I've had a couple of people. I had an email off somebody who watches the show and listens to the podcast, who says I'd like to come on and chat about something. So obviously I've said to him series 6 probably. So it might have to be series 6, Max, but we'll keep you on the burner.
Andrew says he'd like to see at She Sells Car Parts UK on your podcast.
Okay.
Something different, car parts. Not sure how much what you'd bring to that.
Probably nothing. No, nothing about car parts, but we're here to learn, aren't we?
Elle says he'd love to see Flied Coast flips as well.
Yeah, always open to suggestions. Or if anybody themselves wants to come on the podcast, or you're watching this back and you think, oh, I'll come on the podcast.
Aussie Flipper says down.
Send me a message and we'll see if we can get you in at some point.
And Flipping Wolf says jammy tax dodger. Thrift Up says I've been trying to get Sarah in the no processed foods, etc., but it's like talking to a brick wall. It's a hard change to make. But once you've done it, you do notice the benefits of it. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, we do cheat and we have some sweets and we have, cheat days. But when we're having our proper meals, they are generally properly cooked meals.
We're making it sound like we're stuffing our faces full of shit at the minute, and we're not. It feels that way because we know we're having more treats than we should do for the way we eat. But on the whole, we have to give ourselves a little bit of benefit. We are sticking to the main eating regime.
The main principles we do stick to.
Whereas before we were probably doing, I'd probably say 85% clean eating, 15% the odd treat sort of thing. We're probably more down to maybe 60-40 now. So,
it's better than nothing. It's better than just eating all processed stuff, isn't it? And then treating ourselves.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll get
something I wrote down here to just make you be aware of. Be careful with eBay's advertising promos that they offer, because eBay sent me £100 off promoted off-site. Now, I've already done a promoted off-site a few months back before Christmas, and they sent me another one, this time £100 off. So everything free up to £100 plus VAT, so it'd be £120. But when I check my payments, for the first few days, eBay charged me in full for all the promos. Now, it didn't amount to a lot of money. I'm talking about £10 for like 2 or 3 days worth of promos. But if you enter that promo, or any promo, by the way, that eBay send you as a business seller, double check that it's coming off the promo and it's not coming out of your payment schedule, because that was coming out. They're investigating it. I'm expecting an answer tomorrow about that. I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting them to reimburse me, because they have charged me after I entered the promo. So be very careful if you're entering the promos that they send out. £100 off, £70 off, £50 free, and all this stuff. It's all great. Use it up. Just make sure they're not charging you.
I like Andrew's comment. He said, appearance in the sun not guaranteed for all podcast guests, just a special one. Thomas says, if I was running a charity shop, my prices would be so low we'd have no stock. That's probably me, because Christina, so I sell everything dead cheap.
Yeah, I daren't leave Belle at a boot sale store. Like if we're selling at a car boot, I'm reluctant to leave Belle and go and look round it, because I know what's going to happen. It's going to be like 50p here, 10p here.
But I'd have sold everything.
Yeah, great, thanks.
Yeah, Paul, that is true. Winter months are never any good for trying to eat healthily, are they?
That is true. It is a lot of comfort eating, isn't it? It is.
Because you got nothing else to do. You can't go out. It's dark. It's cold. So you're sitting in the house and it's like, well, what should we do? We'll munch our way through something.
And your exercise levels go down as well, don't they? You're not going out as much. You just sat in the house.
And then sticking some hormones, giving you cravings. Woohoo! Slippery slope to hell.
Carol, what?
Said I'm on a slippery slope to hell.
Carol says, I've loved all your podcasts, very informative, and you're a good interviewer, allowing the interviewee to speak. And that's very kind of you, Carol. I'm just sorry that we're repeating a subject here, because I did not know that Nick and Andrea covered this subject at the weekend. But
it's not like
who knows?
You're never going to get a subject that's never been spoken about.
No, I know, but it's hot topic at the moment, and there's about 5 different videos that I saw on my feed today, all talking about this subject. So we'll cover it and we'll try and do some different stuff with it.
Thrift Up Look Shark said it's so much like Sarah. She's selling all, she sells it quick. She's selling all, she sells it quick, but it goes for less than £1. Chris says, in the last 16 months, I've walked a round trip of 6 miles to the post office 2 to 3 times a week. I've lost over 12 stone.
Wow, Chris, that's awesome. Well done.
Big up to you, Chris. That is awesome. Well done.
That's brilliant, that.
It is. Paul says,
slightly worried, though, because Chris was only 12 stone to start with, so...
There's nothing left of him.
He's just collapsed.
Paul says, yes, because I've heard several US sellers complain about being billed for what should have been free promos, and despite lip service, couldn't get it back.
I'll be getting it back, Paul, I'll tell you now. They're not taking that money off me. It's quite clear on my account that that's gone out when it shouldn't have.
Oh, there you go, Rosie Marsden. And I'm another one for your podcast. Great guests. I think you've got next season sorted by the amount of people.
So Rosie, you want to come on as well?
Yeah, Rosie wants it.
Let me make a note of some of these, because this will just slip by my mind. So that's the wrong book. That's not my podcast book.
Some of them are just suggestions of what you people to ask. But in tonight, you've got Rosie who wants to come on.
Hang on. Podcast guests. Here's my list.
You've got
Rosie
Marsden. And you've got...
Thrift Up.
Yeah.
Thrift Up Max.
Who else was there?
Who else wanted to come on?
Who else has actually said they want to come on in tonight's show? Not
only them person, not suggesting someone.
Not the suggested
we can't do that, but... Was there somebody else who said, I want to come on your podcast?
Can't remember. But if you have, stick it back in before we finish. And you can jot it down.
Oh, no, Rosie says, no, I'm okay, thanks. I'll just watch.
Oh, I thought you said...
I thought you said you wanted to come on, Rosie.
I'm another one.
Now you've made me cross something out in the book. You sure you don't want to just come on?
It definitely says, I'm another one for the podcast great guests. Or does that mean you just like...
Flipping Wolf says he's coming on.
Right, okay.
This will probably be next series, by the way.
Nostalgic reselling. That sounds like a good one.
Right, I'm crossing you out, Rosie, then you awkward sod.
Where are we up to up there? I'm staying away from eBay promos for a good while, says Tam. Once says, I've just had 3 weeks with around 3 hours of daylight each day in sub-zero temps and did more exercise and ate less comfort food. Don't blame winter. You was on the trip of a lifetime. That is not a reason. Elle says, yeah, absolutely. Belle had to be good in winter after being injured. I really suffered with seasonal effects. He suffers with that badly.
I hate winter. I really do.
And we haven't had
we've not had a winter holiday.
We've not had a winter holiday with everything that's been going on with my sister.
Can't afford it. £178 on gas.
That's not the reason. But yeah, with everything that's going on with my sister, we've not wanted to go out the country. So Chris has missed his winter sun, which is not great. Sad lamps help.
I can't sit there in front of one of them events. I just can't. No.
Do it while you're on your cycle, on your bike. You have started this week, haven't you?
I've
determined to get himself into a new routine.
Yeah.
Did you get
up
at 7?
I might have a lie-in tomorrow.
Did you get up at 7?
Yeah, I got up at 7.
And then he annoyed me because his exercise bike is in my office, the conservatory. And he had some stupid music playing on the bike, which was repeating itself over and over while he was cycling. And I was like, yeah, if you're going to do this, headphones or put something decent on.
I was cycling along the California coast this morning, and it did make me feel a bit better because I was looking at it thinking we need to book another holiday to California.
But I give him, he got up and he's done it.
I'm going to do it again tomorrow.
Yay!
If I can be bothered. And then I'll eat a whole bag of Percy pigs.
Did it make you feel better though? Did it make you feel more awake?
Yeah.
Did you come up and have a shower then as well?
No, I left the shower because it didn't. I wasn't that sweaty because it's fucking freezing in there.
Well, you obviously haven't worked hard
enough. It warmed me up. It just warmed me up to a state of, actually, I feel like quite warm at this point. But no, I wasn't really sweaty. Chris, have you considered numbering your podcast? I listen to others who do this, and it's easy for them to refer listeners to earlier episodes. Yeah, I did think about that, but in the end, I went for the code at the end of the title that says Series 1, Episode 11, or there's no 11 because of 10, Episode 10. So that's the kind of way that I went with it. But I could number them, I suppose. I'm just trying to think like the benefit of giving it a number instead of. I quite like doing a series so people can see which series it is, but I understand that. Yeah, that might be an idea. I'll think about it.
Ian said, Chris, you don't need a sad lamp. You could replace all your bulbs with daylight ones. It's the same thing, but that would mean you'd have to get rid of all the LED bulbs.
No, LEDs you can get in warm ones as well. Right, but I just don't like the warm ones. It feels like a stupid colour to have on.
Oh, you need to go to Virginia, says Flipping Wolf. Not a fan of the Commonwealth picker. Not a fan of the Commonwealth picker as he is a tight wad, but the sourcing opportunities there. Wow. Virginia's not on my to-do list. Not yet, anyway.
Not much there, is there?
Not yet, anyway.
Florida's the best. Florida's the best.
North Carolina's the next one.
Carolina, maybe.
Carolina, that's the next one. Off to see Santa. Tommy says still on for tomorrow, Chris.
Yes. Oh, but that's a good plug, that, Tommy. That's very sneaky. I'm going on Tommy's podcast tomorrow, Talk of the Trades. It's all podcasts this week. Tommy, we're doing it 3:00, aren't we? 3:00 tomorrow. Thank you for the plug. 3:00 on Tommy's channel. I don't know what we're talking about, but Tommy will come up with something. And we're going to talk for an hour or so. So look out for that tomorrow. And I will share it on my YouTube thing and that as well.
Right. We're over time, so let's get this duck race going.
Oh, we are over time, aren't we?
We are over time. I'm on overtime.
Thank you, Tommy. Thanks for inviting me. Very kind of you to drop me a line and say, will you come on? I'm absolutely honoured with that one.
Oh, Lenny's Attic has joined us. Hi, guys. Just quickly say, ordered 2 lots of jackets from Vintage Wholesales. Took 13 weeks to deliver. Very poor quality.
Oh, Vintage Wholesale. Which is it? Vintage Wholesale Supply, Lenny? Yeah, they can be a bit off them. Which wholesale? Vintage Wholesale Supply? I'm guessing it was. If it was, then probably to be expected.
We've done Miami, Paul. Didn't think much of it.
No, I wasn't a fan.
No. Yeah, it is. Definitely.
Yeah, Vintage Wholesale Supply is not one on my recommended list, but sometimes you can be all right. But it's the same as anything with Vintage Wholesale. But the thing that you have to remember with Vintage Wholesale Supply, everything on their website is pre-order. So when you're buying it, it will say roughly what date you can expect delivery, and it's usually somewhere between 5 and 10 weeks away. So you do have to bear that in mind, that everything is pre-order. It's really annoying because it's really hard to manage your stock and cash flow when you do that, because basically they're getting your money up front and not having to deliver until the items are ordered. So they're using your money to order the items from abroad, and then it gets shipped in and sent out to you. So it's like you're funding their whole business model, basically.
Thanks for being with us, George. See you later.
Thank you, George. Thank you.
Lisa said part of her order from Vintage Wholesale Supply arrived damp and mouldy.
Oh, yeah, not great. Complain to them. Don't be afraid to complain. I've complained about them many a time. They normally refund you, give you a credit, or let you keep the items. And, you know, if it's that bad, if you send photos and showing it really bad, they'll probably refund you and let you keep the items. So don't be afraid to complain, because they haven't got a great reputation. Right. Limelight Vince is enjoying Talk of the Trades. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have that one, Lenny. Totally.
Right, let's get this duck race on the go. On the go.
Okay. Are you ready to do the commentary? I'm run out of voice now. I'm too tired to do it, babe.
Weather.
Belle looks more glamorous, apparently.
No, Belle, it does look more glamorous in the movies. It's talking about Miami.
I
don't look glamorous today because I'm exhausted. I'm
giving
knackered.
You a compliment of some kind.
I'm knackered. I must admit, set off on a cruise from there and got on with the Hard Rock staff to do me and a pal a drink for free all day the day before. Yeah, no, we drove from Florida down to Miami and then stayed overnight and spent a couple of days there and came back, and we really didn't think much of it. So
no,
yeah, not somewhere we'll be sticking on our list to do again.
I won't go back. Okay, are we ready for the duck race, guys? Here it is. Woo-hoo. We've got 54 ducks in the race. We've got a Pikachu up for grabs with a load of sweeties, courtesy of Dorothy and Nothing Major.
And for anybody that's watching that has no idea what you're about to witness, this is our weekly duck race. It's free to enter, and all you've got to do is once this stream is finished, go back on the video and in the comments below write a comment, and that will automatically enter you into next week's duck race. Any prizes, feel free. That's always a great help to us. And just get in touch with Chris and let him know.
Thank you to Paul.
We're both like, Pitco says, I don't know why I do the duck race and never even get close to the line.
It's not Paul, it's Mark. Thank you to Mark as well again for becoming a member. Send me a message, we'll get that sorted out. Right, we ready for the duck race? Are you ready?
I can't see the screen.
Oh, sorry.
Now I can. And we are off. Normally Santa tells us what duck race this is, but he hasn't today, so I have no idea. So if you're there, Santa, let us know. So who is leading the pack at the current moment? Oh, we've got a few people, but right at the front is Flipper Lee with Flipping L. All the flippers are there. Delwyn's down at the bottom with Tip just above that. Lisa's kind of just bobbing along in the front to the back of the pack. I can't even read some of them nails. Is that Dill
nails?
Is that Dill Wanger? Freya Andy Bentos is up at the top now.
New glasses, babe.
It's really hard to read the names. Titch is trying so hard to have a naked duck. We all know naked ducks have a better chance of women. Dizzy J has made it to the front of the pack along with Limelight Vinted. 49 today is a little PC plod, and he is proper pushing his way, but with still a minute to go, he's peaking way too soon. Dorothy Watkins, wouldn't that be funny if she won her own prize?
If she wins, I'm having that.
Nexpresso is up at the front as well, along with Lynn Jeffries, and I can see Deborah Nardone up at the top. Flipper Lee has pushed his way to the front again. He's trying so hard in his vampire outfit. I can see Amsterdam UK in the middle.
Apparently I'm in this race.
And Hillary Rhodes.
I might win.
Why are you in this race? Oh, yeah, Carboot Chris is there.
Where?
Andy's a naked duck. You cheat.
Come on.
Absolute cheat.
Come on, Chris. Come on.
49 Tony
you can do
it.
In
the front, along with Amsterdam UK and Titch. The 365-day workout is also there.
Come on.
With Karen Evans and Dizzy J. No, Dizzy J has gone. They're no longer doing it. Thomas Evans is making a run for it with 10 more seconds to go.
Chris is going to have this.
Is he going to win, or has he peaked too soon? Is he going to drop off? This is anybody's race. Who is going to win it? It's going to be 49 Toddy. It is Well done. Woo! Oh. Well done, 49 Toddy. That was intense. But yeah, come on. Why were you in your own race?
Well, because what happened before I start the show, I'm sorting out the race entrance, and what I do is I copy all the comments and put it into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT creates a big list of people. and I forgot to take car boot Chris. I normally take me out. I forgot to take me out of it.
Well, you failed.
Oh,
anyway.
imagine if I'd have won that. It'd have been bloody amazing.
Well done, 49, Toddy. So if you're not here with us and you're watching this back, then please get in touch with Chris to claim your prize. If it is not claimed by
this time next week,
you ain't getting it.
It rolls over to the next one. So make sure you claim. Thank you, Toddy. Thank you to Dorothy and Nothing Major for all your prizes, which we'll see a few over the next few weeks.
Oh, there, Jeff said this is the 152nd duck race.
Nice, Jeff.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you very much. Jeff's been quiet tonight, hasn't he?
Richard said, I'm really excited and I'm not even in it. Well, just think how exciting you'll be if you enter next week.
Did you see how excited I got when I realised I was in the race? I'm not normally in it. Right, coming up on the channel podcast Thursday, 1 p.m. Please come and join me and Bill from Dungeons and Joypads. Also, I'm on Tommy Trades channel tomorrow at 3 p.m. Tuesday, that is 3 p.m. Talk of the Trades. And there'll be another video out at the weekend. I don't know what it is yet. Some random video that I'm sure we'll be able to make. It might even be an unboxing with Belle. Either way, look out for the weekend video. There's always a weekend video at the very least. So that's it for this week.
Oh, 49 Toddy's second big win. Previously won race 138, so he's a second winner. Well done. Tommy said, episode is live on YouTube, ready to be notified.
Nice. Excellent.
Right. Well, as always, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope we have given you some form of entertainment. And maybe a little bit of reselling sort of information that you can take away for the rest of the week. Hopefully people's sales start to improve and we all we might have started on the back foot. Let's hope it changes by the end of the week and we can have a different update on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We done?
Am I doing a bell end?
Yeah, you can do.
Do you know my Valentine's Day card, he wrote out to bell end. What is that about? But anyway, on that note, my words of wisdom are: do something today that your future self will thank you for.